Alright guys, this is going to be part 2 of the compound interest notes. So going over, we already did example 1, 2, and 3 on the other side, so now we're going to go over example 4, 5, and 6. So example 4, when he was born, Cooper's grandparents put $2,000 in a college fund. The fund earned interest at 2.1% compounded annually. Yesterday was Cooper's 18th birthday. How much money is in the account now? So we know we're going to be using compound interest because it tells us so. So we need to be using the formula A equals P times 1 plus R raised to the power of T. Reading through this, we see that his grandparents put $2,000 into his college fund. So when we write out A, P, R, and T, we know that that's going to go to the principal. Reason being because that's the original amount that we started with in the fund. It earns 2.1% interest. That's going to be our rate. We would write it as 0.021 because the decimal has to be moved 2 times to the left. And then yesterday was 18th birthday. So this started when the fund when he was born, and now he's 18. So my time would be 18 years. So when we set up the equation, we don't know what A is, so we're going to keep A as A. We do know that P is 2,000, so instead of P, we're going to write 2,000. We know we have 1 plus R, R being 0.021, raised to the power of T, which in this case is 18. Then if we get out our handy dandy calculator, alright, and all you have to do is literally plug it in exactly as you have it, and you'll be able to get the answer. Now remember to round it to 2 decimal places, so in this case it would be 2907.32. And that's how much is in his account now. Now, what if the question was asking you to find the interest? Well, if the question was asking you to find the interest, so that's pretty simple, okay? So we started with $2,000, and now we're at $2907.32. Okay, so the amount of interest that was accrued over those 18 years is the difference between those two numbers, right? So I would just take $2,907.32 and subtract the principal from it, the original amount, the $2,000, and that would make my interest the $907.32. So if they were asking me to find what the interest was, I could find the interest by subtracting those two numbers to get the interest. Now this question isn't actually asking that, but I'm just going over how you would do it if you needed to. Okay, number 5, a high school graduate needs to borrow $1,500 from a bank to attend a local junior college, but she won't be able to pay it back for 18 months. How much will she have to pay back if the account is compounded annually at a rate of 12%? Alright, so again, we know it's going to be compound interest because it tells us. So we're going to use the formula A equals P times 1 plus R raised to the power of T. We know we're going to have A, P, R, and T. Okay, they need to borrow $1,500. So remember, principal is the amount of money you need to borrow or invest. So that would be my principal. She won't be able to pay it back for 18 months, so that's going to be my time. But remember, time has to be in years. So in order to convert months to years, it's easy. You just need to divide by 12. 18 divided by 12, it will be 1.5 or 1.5 years. Okay, we know it's going to be at a rate of 12%. Now, don't make this mistake here. It's not 0.012. Okay, the decimal is right here after the 2. So when I move it twice to the left, it would be put in front of the 1, which would make it 0.12. So please be careful. Once you start getting into double-digit percentages like that, it's not going to be 0.012, it's 0.12. So then we set it up into our equation. A equals 1,500 times 1 plus 0.12 raised to the power of 1.5. And then again, if I get out my handy dandy calculator, plug it in exactly as it's written, and then round it to 2 decimal places because it's money. So it would be 0.1777.94. There's your answer. So again, what if I need to find the interest? Well, that's simple. Take the 2, Find the difference between the two. So it'll be 1777.94 minus 1500, which in this case would be $277.94. So that's what my interest would be equal to. Example number 6. Mr. McGee borrowed $5,000 for a down payment on a car. The loan is compounded annually at a rate of 11.25% annually. How much interest does Mr. McGee have to pay if the loan is taken out for 6 years? So, y'all go ahead. I'll give you a few minutes to do this on your own. Pause the video, do it, work on this for a few minutes, and once you're done, we'll go over it. Okay, so now that you're done with the problem, let's go over how to do it. So we have A, P, R, and T. Reason being because we know it's going to be compound. So I know that I'm going to be using the A equals P times 1 plus R raised to the power of T formula. Okay, we borrowed $5,000. Remember, the initial money you borrow is always going to be your principal. It is paid annually at a rate of 11.25%. So we have to convert that to a decimal. 11.25 converted to a decimal. We move it twice to the left, which will make it 0.1125. It's a 6-year loan, so that's going to be my time. And then we just plug everything in. A equals 5,000 times 1 plus 0.1125 raised to the power of 6. Plug it into your calculator. And we end up getting $9,479. And that's not 16 cents. That 5 rounds a 6 up to a 7. So you need to be careful of that. That 5 will round the 6 up to a 7. So your answer is actually going to be $9,479.17. But the question is actually asking how much interest does Mr. McGee have to pay back. So in this case, we do have to solve for I. So remember, to do so, it's simple. Find the difference between the 5,000 and your total. So the difference between the total and the principal. So the interest is found by taking the total amount minus the principal, A minus P. So we take 9479.17 minus 5,000. And if we do that, we end up getting $4,479.17. That's your amount of interest. Okay, so that's all we got for today, guys. There will be a worksheet that I posted as well that you need to be working on. It's going over the college loan application process. It's really simple. All it is I want you to find a college or a trade school or something like that that you're interested in going to. Okay, I want you to look up and research what the tuition is to go to that school, what room and board, everything would cost you to go to that college or that school. And then how long you plan on going there. And then you're going to figure out at different rates, because there are loans and things like that that you can take out to go to college. Figure out what your loans are at those different rates and how much it's going to cost you and how much debt you could potentially be in when you're done with college, and just see how much it would cost you. Alright? So, I will talk to y'all and see y'all tomorrow.